Have you ever wondered how a tiny island nation, with no vast land or natural resources, could rise to a level where it rivals the power and influence of some American states in 2025? It may sound unbelievable at first, but when we take a closer look at Singapore's story, it becomes clear that its rise is no accident. Singapore has defied the odds, turning limitations into strengths, and building a reputation as one of the most powerful players in the global arena. Unlike many larger nations and states that struggle with inefficiency, political gridlock, or outdated systems, Singapore has embraced the future with vision and discipline. It has transformed itself into a hub for finance, innovation, education, and global diplomacy. But what truly sets it apart is the way it has crafted an identity, one that blends resilience, stability, and ambition. While some American states face deep economic challenges, declining industries, or political divides, Singapore has positioned itself as a model of efficiency and forward-thinking governance. In this video, we're going to explore how Singapore became more powerful than some American states in 2025. From its mastery of economics to its investments in technology, from its strong defense policies to its cultural soft power, each step reveals how this small nation became a giant on the world stage. So, stay with us until the end, because Singapore's story is more than just an inspiring tale, it's a lesson in how vision and determination can shape destiny. The question is, can other nations and states learn from Singapore's rise, or will they be left behind as the world changes? Economic mastery. Singapore has carefully crafted an economic model that transformed it into one of the strongest financial hubs in the world. Unlike many American states that rely heavily on federal support, Singapore operates as an independent powerhouse, directing its own economic policies with precision. Its ability to attract global corporations, nurture startups, and maintain stable financial systems has positioned it ahead of many regions in America that struggle with budget deficits and political gridlock. Where some states face unemployment and outdated industries, Singapore has leaned into innovation, banking, and trade, becoming a place where global money flows naturally. Strategic geography. One of the greatest strengths Singapore has leveraged is its strategic location. Positioned at the crossroads of major shipping lanes, Singapore has become a gateway for global trade. While some American states are landlocked and depend on others for international connections, Singapore has turned its limited land into a maritime empire. Its ports are some of the busiest in the world, not just because of natural geography, but because of careful planning, efficiency, and investment. By controlling such an important route for goods and resources, Singapore has gained influence that stretches far beyond its borders. Political stability. Political instability has plagued several American states, where disputes, polarization, and inconsistent governance have weakened long-term development. Singapore, on the other hand, has become a symbol of stability. Its government is known for discipline, clear planning, and long-term vision. Citizens may debate policies, but overall, there is confidence in leadership. This creates a sense of certainty for investors and foreign governments alike. While some states in the U.S. experience cycles of decline due to changing administrations and shifting political winds, Singapore has maintained a steady course that makes it a reliable global partner. Innovation and technology. Singapore has built itself into a global hub for technology and innovation. American states like California or Texas are famous for tech, but not every state enjoys this level of development. Many are still dependent on old industries like coal or manufacturing. Singapore, despite its size, decided early on to embrace the future. With heavy investment in research, digital infrastructure, and artificial intelligence, it has positioned itself as a leader in smart cities, fintech, and biomedical research. This forward-looking approach has allowed Singapore to compete with entire states in the U.S. on innovation. Education and human capital. The strength of a nation often lies in the quality of its people, and Singapore has invested heavily in human capital. Its education system is admired worldwide for producing skilled, disciplined, and globally competitive individuals. Some American states, however, struggle with underfunded schools, uneven access to quality education, and gaps in literacy. Singapore's focus on continuous learning and skill development has allowed it to create a workforce that meets the demands of the modern global economy. This focus on people has helped the nation stand taller than some U.S. states that face declining industries and struggling education systems. Global diplomacy. Unlike many states in the U.S., which are limited to internal governance, Singapore wields influence on the global stage. Through diplomacy, strong international partnerships, and active participation in global organizations, it has secured a seat at the table of world decision-making. Singapore often acts as a bridge between East and West, mediating trade, politics, and even cultural exchange. This ability to play a global role elevates it far beyond the influence of many American states, which must act under the umbrella of federal policy and have no independent voice in international affairs. Military readiness and security. Though small in size, Singapore has developed a defense system that ensures its survival and respect. Some American states, while part of a larger federal defense network, cannot claim independent readiness. Singapore, however, invests in modern technology, strategic alliances, and mandatory service to ensure that its people are prepared for challenges. This sense of security and preparedness gives it a position of strength in the region. Neighbors and global powers alike recognize that Singapore cannot be underestimated, despite its small landmass. Healthcare and quality of life. Singapore has built a healthcare system that provides world-class care, efficiency, and accessibility. Many American states face ongoing crises in healthcare, with rising costs, limited access, and inequality. In contrast, Singapore ensures that healthcare is not just a service but a cornerstone of stability. This focus on quality of life makes Singapore a destination for medical tourism, giving it soft power and influence that some states cannot match. The combination of good governance, health infrastructure, and social policies has created a society where well-being is prioritized. Cultural soft power. Singapore has built a unique identity that combines Asian traditions with global modernity. Its multicultural society, vibrant arts, cuisine, and festivals make it a magnet for cultural diplomacy. While some American states rely only on their local culture or regional pride, Singapore exports its culture worldwide. Whether through media, cuisine, or education, Singapore has created a global brand of excellence, discipline, and diversity. This soft power makes it attractive to tourists, businesses, and even foreign students, giving it influence beyond its size. Vision for the future. Perhaps the most defining difference between Singapore and some American states is vision. Singapore has always planned ahead, thinking in decades rather than years. Many U.S. states, tied to election cycles and short-term politics, often fail to build long-term strategies. Singapore's leaders focus on sustainability, green energy, digital economies, and preparing for future challenges. This future-driven approach ensures that Singapore does not just survive but thrives in a competitive global environment. As we look back on Singapore's remarkable journey, one truth becomes undeniable: true power is not always defined by size, landmass, or population. Instead, it is measured by vision, adaptability, and the courage to lead in uncertain times. Singapore has shown the world that even the smallest of nations can rise above giants if it has the right strategy and focus. While some American states continue to wrestle with political divisions, outdated industries, and economic imbalances, Singapore has chosen a path of unity, long-term planning, and innovation. This commitment to progress has allowed it to stand taller than places once thought far more powerful. From economic mastery to technological innovation, from strong governance to cultural influence, Singapore's success is a powerful reminder that strength comes from resilience, not sheer numbers. But the story does not end here. Singapore's journey is ongoing, and its continued rise challenges the traditional way we think about global influence. If one small nation can achieve such extraordinary results, what excuses remain for larger, wealthier regions that fail to move forward? This is not only Singapore's victory, it is a wake-up call to the rest of the world. As you reflect on this story, ask yourself, what can other countries and states learn from Singapore's discipline and determination? Can they adapt in time, or will they continue to struggle while Singapore pushes ahead into the future? Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Singapore's rise to power. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and share, because we have many more fascinating global stories coming your way. Until next time, remember, sometimes the smallest players make the biggest impact.